in my opinion, for Remember Me. Remember Me takes place in a futuristic Paris where memories can be stored and shared thanks to the corporation Memorize. This gives them a great deal of control and leads to the rise of the rebel group Errorist. You play as one of these Errorists named Nilin, whose memory has been completely wiped. With guidance from the rebel leader Edge, she makes her escape with the goal of finding out who she is, how she got into this predicament, and bringing down Memorize, uncovering some dark secrets along the way. Following Nilin on her quest as she recovers piece by piece who she is and learning about the world around her was enjoyable. It also helps that Nilin herself is not a bad character. She's rather likable and never feels boring or annoying.
Keep it cool.
There are also little inner monologue moments letting you get a better understanding of her character. Even Edge is a bit interesting as you wonder what's his history with Nilin. Sadly, that can't be said for the rest of the cast. I found them to be rather dull design and personality wise. Doesn't help that some just pop up here and there and then kinda leave. Thankfully the game does have a solid conclusion that doesn't end in a cliffhanger, but if the developers wanted to, they could easily pick up the series again.
Oh, kid. All these years, and still on the losing side.
The combat itself is pretty simple, but you'll start to unlock some skills along the way, opening it a tiny bit more. There's also a custom combo menu where you can sorta make your own combo. I say sorta because as you level up from the points earned from falling foes, you unlock set combo strings. What you also unlock is button inputs. You may have noticed each input has a section. Well, that's because they have different effects. These effects are known as presents, and there are 4 of them: higher damage, healing, skill cooldown, and link. The first 3 are pretty self-explanatory, so I'll just say what link is. Basically, links have 2 presents, making it more powerful. So if you get a damage, link, then your damage output is much more. Each input also has a different animation, so if you want a combo to look a certain way, you can sort of make it happen. The game also throws in some different types of enemies to mix things up a bit. While I did have fun blowing up enemies, taking control of robots, and doing some invisible takedowns, the combat system is far from perfect. It just feels wonky. There are moments where the buttons wouldn't respond. Then there's the fact that if you start a combo, you must finish it on the same enemy. If you attack someone else, this will cancel out the combo, making you start all over. This kills the flow of combat, and just makes it annoying as there were moments where different enemies would just jump right in front of me, screwing me over. Another flow killer is the lack of a counter system. Be prepared to constantly flip over enemies' heads a lot, and sometimes it might not even be the right guy. With a big focus on memories, another aspect of the gameplay is the remake system. Nilin has the power to remix anyone's memories, making them to believe certain events played out a totally different way. These moments are set up as little puzzles. You are allowed to fast forward and rewind time, interacting with certain objects to meet the mission goal. Interacting with everything coin of the day won't work, as it can lead to a memory bug or maybe nothing changes at all. You actually gotta think of it. These were actually very fun to play, but sadly there are very few of these throughout the game. There is some platforming, though nothing to write home about, but it works, and unlike the combat, it doesn't feel clunky. You will also run into what's called remembering, which guides you through certain dangerous areas and even helps with some simple puzzles. While walking and jumping around, you can find little secrets hidden around as well. These little screens that will give you hints to locations of packs that will give you health and focus. You can also find some members lying around that will give you more info on the lore of the world you're in. Then there are little bugs you can find hiding around that will give you more level up points. The game is a bit rough around the edges, but it still looks dang good. Your surroundings look varied enough as you'll be going to places like the slums, a prison, and the upper class areas. Even when revisiting some of these spots, they look different enough the second time around that you won't feel like you're just going through the same exact area. The character models themselves don't look too bad, but Nilin looks the best out of the bunch. When it comes to voice work, everyone does a really good job. So yeah, while there might be some meh characters, at least they sound good. I also didn't run into many frame rate issues. If it did, it was during cutscenes, but that was very rare.
Or is it just when you're on the air?
You always had that cocky, loudmouth thing going for you.
Remember Me contains a great lead who you want to follow to see the ending of her story, which takes about 5 to 6 hours. It's just the majority of the side characters felt sort of bland and boring. The comic can be fun, but it's very obvious it needed some more ironing out to give us a much better experience. If you're looking for replay value, the most you're getting is the little memories you can find lying around if you're interested in learning more about the world and its lore. Thankfully, the game lets you know which level you missed them and can easily just select it again to find it. Some parts may be forgettable, but I think there's something worth remembering about this title. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this game. and for gamer's sake, keep gaming.